Hello and welcome to the Midgard Press. My name is Jay. So we left off yesterday talking about 1 through 5. We're going to cover 6 through 9 today. The Family Crypt. A dark chamber with a packed dirt floor. 7 simple sarcophagi of stone are lined up along the walls. Several of them are open and 2 skeletons have been thrown onto the ground. So again, this area has been vandalized. 3 of the 7 sarcophagi have been opened and plundered by the goblins. Treasures include, if the player characters examine the unopened sarcophagi, they will find 4 individually buried skeletons, several of them child-sized, dressed in the molded remains of beautiful ceremonial garments. They all wear gilded headbands worth 5 gold coins each, as well as jeweled rings worth 3 gold apiece. So that's what I have right here. Number 6, I've got the Family Crypt right here. All right, let's go and jump into. Well, actually, there's more. It says locked porticus. An iron porticus blocks the passage to the ladies' hall, number 8. So from number 6 to number 8, there's a locked porticus. It can be opened with one of the intact keys from Grubb's iron ring, but it requires a successful sleight of hand roll. On failure, the key breaks. The porticus has arm rating 10 and can be forced open by inflicting 30 points of damage or casting a spell such as Pillar. But such noise will immediately attract the wight. So there is a trap. A trap door is hidden under a thin layer of dirt in front of the barred porticus. Spotting it requires searching the door and making a spot hidden roll. If this does not happen, the first character to approach the porticus will fall through the trap door. The character falls into a pit of sharp wooden stakes at the bottom and takes 3d6 piercing. A successful evade roll halves the damage, rounding up. So while you're in room number 6, the Family Crypt, make sure to roll for a random event. Roll a d12 for every stretch they spend in this room. So going north, it's Dampened Earth Tunnel that leads towards the Ladies' Hall, blocked by an iron porticus. And towards the south is a damp earthen tunnel that turns west towards the mountain tunnels. So, numero 7, which is right here. Guardhouse. A small room with a floor of beaten earth. The flickering light of a torch streams through a black iron porticus in the far wall. 2 mummified guards with rusted chainmail and long spears flank the barred gate. Rusted porticus. The barred door is completely rusted out and impossible to open with the key from Grubb in number 5. It has an arm rating of 10 and can be forced open by inflicting 30 points of damage or casting a spell such as Pillar. But again, this will immediately make noise and immediately attract the wight. Weapons and armor. The mummified guards do not come alive even if the player characters take their weapons and items. The rusty chainmail crumbles immediately if touched, but each guard has a long spear. So same situation, random event. Roll a d12 for every full stretch that they spend in this room. You can go north through the rusty porticus that blocks the passage to the Ladies' Hall, or you can go south, which takes you to the mounds and then potentially, or the mound tunnels, and then potentially to the antechamber. Now we're getting to the fun stuff. The Ladies' Hall. This is where the adventures always start to have fun, I promise. A small room with an oak table in the middle and burning torches on the walls. A mummified woman in gilded chainmail is sitting at the end or far end of the table. An iron-fitted oak door behind the mummy bears an ancient symbol in glittering silver. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the lady. The lady is a translucent, faintly blue shimmering phantom of a tall warrior maiden in full-length chainmail and a gilded headband. Her face looks sad and dignified, but when she attacks, it contorts into a terrifying death mask with empty eye sockets. The lady is a ghost with the stats as per page 87 in the rulebook. And ghosts are deadly. One ghost killed a player character of mine. It happened. It's fun. I'm just playing. It was originally 3 people against a ghost, but 2 of them ran, so it was only 1 person against the ghost, and they didn't make it out too well. They died. So, reading back in here, the lady. The mummified woman is the Dragon Knight's wife. She guards the entrance to her husband's final resting place and wakes as a ghost if the player characters try to open the oak door to number 9 or touch the Warhammer Fiend Crusher. She then demands that they leave the burial mound in peace. She speaks in an ancient tongue that can only be understood with a successful languages roll. If the player characters persist in stealing the hammer or opening the door, her face contorts into a horrifying grimace before she attacks. If the player characters refrain from doing so, they may instead listen to the lady's rather incomprehensible speech. The words for dragon and empire are mentioned repeatedly, as they are the name, as are the name Eladin. Something about the struggle between corruption and the cleansing fire. So, the Fiend Crusher. The mummified woman's claw-like hands rest on a magnificent light warhammer set with jewels, master-crafted with strength requirement of 7 and durability 15. The warhammer is magical and glows red whenever the bearer is within 10 meters of a demon. The chainmail. The gilded chainmail is light and flexible. Armor rating of 4 only gives Bane to sneaking rolls. So that's what makes this chainmail different, because if it was regular chainmail, you would have more Bane, but you're only getting Bane on sneaking rolls. So, stylized crown. A player character who makes a Myth and Legends roll can see that the symbol on the iron-fitted oak door is a stylized crown, just like the one in the antechamber, number 3. So if you go back to here, that symbol that they saw on the door, the glittering silver, that is the crown, and it is again seen on this door. Torches. The torches burn with magical fire, which automatically goes out if they are removed from the burial mound. Random event. Roll d6 plus 3 on the table for every full stretch spent in here. So they're purposely trying to get the white to attack them. And when I say them, I mean, Free League. So there is a north, east, south, and west to this room. So to the north is an iron-fitted oak door to the tomb of the Dragon Knight. East, damp earthen tunnel to the family crypt, blocked by an iron porticus. South, iron porticus to the guardhouse. And then west, damp earthen tunnel to the servant's crypt, blocked by an iron porticus. Either way, it's blocked by an iron porticus. And I've had 2 times my players have just beaten down the doors. And I love when they do that because it causes mischief, and I love mischief. So, last room, number 9, right here. Tomb of the Dragon Knight. In the middle of the burial chamber, with torches on the walls, stands a podium with an ornate sarcophagus of stone. The floor, ceiling, and walls are made of stone bricks. A painting of a ridden dragon can be seen on the far wall. The open sarcophagus. Shakaka. The stone coffin has been opened from the inside with tremendous force, and the pieces of the shattered lid scattered on the floor. Dragon statuette, demon crown. So at this moment, as the GM, you need to decide, do you want one of the pieces of the dragon statuette to be here? Me personally, I'd say no, because this is the first adventure. I would let them have the demon crown. And let me tell you why. One of the pieces of the dragon statuette, page 8, can be found in the sarcophagus if you choose to place it here. If not, the player characters can instead find a gilded crown embedded with a spell which halves all damage from attacks by demons, rounding up. This effect is explained by the runes on the crown, which can be read with a successful languages roll. Tomb Trap. A successful spot hidden roll reveals that the lid part of the sarcophagus is connected to a mechanism that indicates the existence of a trap. And sure enough, if anyone removes the artifact without carefully replacing it with an item of equal weight, normal item, which is basically like an Indiana Jones thing, you take the item, put something in its place so you can remove it. Just like that. Requiring a successful sleight of hands roll, 20 blades shoot out from the sarcophagus in all directions. Everyone in 2 meters must succeed a evade roll or take 2d6 piercing damage. The white. If the player characters have not already defeated the white, or it has risen again, it attacks them here. Let's go. The dragon in the mural on the back of the wall has a knight on its back, wearing the same exact gear and horned helmet as the Barrow Wight. Which, it also plays into the draconic vision that the characters may or may not have in the random roll table earlier in this session. Inscription. Ancient ruins are engraved on the wall beside the fresco. A player character who makes a languages roll can make out something that the Emperor's gift and a holy wrath that will consume all who dares touch said gift. Random events, D4 plus a 4 for every full stretch that they spend here. And then to the south, we have iron-fitted oak door to the ladies' hall. And this right here is the white. So the white is a huge warrior in antiqued plate mail and a horned great helm. The open visor reveals a grim skeleton face with empty eye sockets. It moves slowly and heavy through the mound to the awful sound of scraping metal. The white is protected by ancient draconic magic inside the mound. It takes damage as per the rules, but if defeated inside the gate in the antechamber, it will rise again in room number 9 within 1 shift. Exactly when it's up to you. So, it'll happen within 1 shift of 6 hours. What point of time during that 6 hours, it's up to you as the GM. The white has stats as per page 98 in the rulebook, the armor rating of 8 and wields a Morningstar. Yeah, this thing is tanky, promise you. I've had multiple parties have problem with the ghost and the white. I had one party actually fight the ghost and the white at the same time. And that was one of the worst. Actually, hang on. Take that back. I had one party fight 2 ghosts at the same time. I had one party fight a ghost and the white at the same time. Normally they fight them separately, but sometimes the dice just don't agree with you. I mean, we all know the dice giveth and the dice taketh. But yeah, I would definitely play into that, where remember who your player character is. That is, oh, hang on, before I get into that, that's the end of the adventure for Riddermound. Number 9, that is the last. The next one is Bothold's Load, and we'll get into that to the next episode. But that is the last thing for this particular adventure. Okay. So a couple things that I do differently. I will roll a D2 or a D20 and do odds or evens, and I will allow one of these doors, one of these iron porticus that are locked, I will allow one of them to be unlocked, just to give the player characters, a little bit of an easier time. Now, they still have hard time with the ghosts and the dragon knight, the white. So, it doesn't bother me. But that's just one of the things that I do. Remember which player character it is that has the draconic vision if you happen to roll upon it, because if they're the ones that enter into the Tomb of the Dragon Knight number 9, room 9, and they see that painting, I would make them relive the memory again. And if it so happens to be in the same aspect that they're fighting the Dragon Knight, they lose a turn. At least that's what I've done. I've actually had a couple parties fight the white 2 or 3 times because they've rolled it, or they've decided to take a shift rest, or somehow, some way has happened. I've actually had goblins attack, because there is a moment that can happen. I've had goblins attack while they're fighting the white as well. It's all about the dice, okay? It is all about the dice. The dice giveth and the dice taketh. Oh, but this is such a great adventure. Please run Riddermound. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Leave it in the comments. Like this video. Tell me your experience if you're a player or if you've run this as a GM. And share this video with other people who may or may not have played in Riddermound yet or want to. But yeah, I mean, that's all I got for you. Next time, like I said, we will start to cover Bothold's Load. So we'll go from there. So till next time, you lovely nerds, live on and game on.